After more than a year since the tragic mining accident in Soma in which 301 coal miners lost their lives due to what authorities call apparent negligence, miners working for Soma Mining Industries, owned by the state-run Turkish Coal Enterprises, TK, continue to be victims of injustice. In May, nearly a year after the Soma mining accident, a case was filed against the 9 workers who survived the disaster at the Soma's Second Penal Court of First Instance by the Soma Prosecutor's Office. The indictment said miners EA, OE, TC, EM, SK, CB, HG, SY, AM, and NA staged a march on June 17, 2014, a month after the accident, because they could not take the bodies of their colleagues from the disaster site and had closed the Soma Beşyol junction to traffic, preventing vehicles from passing and causing material damage. The 9 miners who managed to survive the Soma mining disaster are now each facing the prospect of 6 years in prison on charges of damaging property and violating a law on staging demonstrations. 5 months after the mining accident in Soma, miners also staged a march at the Parliament building in Ankara in protest of their company's failure to pay their salaries. Meanwhile, in May, a case was filed against Erdal Kokabike, a miner in Soma who was kicked by Yusuf Yurkal, the aide of then Prime Minister and current President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, in response to the miners' alleged attempt to kick an official car in Erdogan's convoy 2 days after the mining disaster. Kokabike was fined TL 543 by a court for causing material damage by kicking the car in Erdogan's convoy even before the case seeking a prison term of 6 years was filed against him. Yurkal, on the other hand, obtained a medical report showing that his right leg which he had used to kick Kokabike had been injured in the incident, which excused Yurkal from work for 7 days after the incident. Tayfun Gorgun, the head of Devmeden Sen, which is affiliated with the Confederation of Revolutionary Workers Unions, DSK, told Sunday's Zaman claptrap cases are filed against the miners for the purpose of oppression. Justice wasn't served after the Soma disaster. People who were responsible for the mining accident should have been identified and brought to justice. It is wrong that the authorities of the Ministry of Energy, which is responsible for the mines, are still not put on trial. The Ministry of Justice does not allow them to be tried. In addition, those who are not afraid to speak out and be witnesses in the cases regarding the Soma mine accident are oppressed by the government. They are dismissed from their jobs and being sued. These are claptrap cases that are being filed against them in order to suppress them. Also speaking to Sunday's Zaman, PAK Mine Workers Syndicate, PAK Maiden, President Vedat Öztürk said miners are suppressed via various practices that include case files and dismissals. Why are miners afraid to attend syndicate workshops? Because when they do, they are marked by pro-government people. The miners, who use their most basic democratic rights to march, are marked and dismissed. Manisa, after all, is a province of mining. There are not many job opportunities besides mining. As if dismissing them is not enough, there are cases filed against them. These are truly unjust practices. Pointing out that government oppression is seen in all segments of society, Öztürk says, the most defenseless victims of the government's oppressive policies are the miners, because they do not have the opportunity to express the injustices they are facing. Öztürk criticized President Erdogan's indifference to the families of the 301 miners who lost their lives in the Soma mining disaster. The president hosts iftars at the presidential palace for the top imam and other religious figures when in fact he should have hosted iftars for the families of the 301 miners who died in the Soma mining incident.